most asked interview questions for building engineers. So before I start, if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when I upload something new, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter for latest updates. Now let's get started. So first question, what is the standard height of a residential building floor? Typically, the floor-to-floor height for residential buildings is around 3 meters, that is 10 feet. This can vary depending on ceiling height, preferences, and structural requirements. Next, what is the standard thickness of an internal partition wall in residential construction? The standard thickness for internal partition walls is usually 4.5 inches, that is 115 millimeter, when using bricks or blocks, depending on the construction material and insulation needs. Next, what is the standard width and height of a main door in residential buildings? The main door in residential buildings is generally 3 feet, that is 0.9 meter wide, and 7 feet, that is 2.1 meter high. Next, what is the minimum slab thickness for residential buildings? The minimum slab thickness is generally 125 mm, that is 5 inches for residential buildings, though this can vary based on span and load requirements. What is the recommended width of a staircase in residential and commercial buildings? The staircase width is generally 3 feet, that is 0.9 meter for residential buildings, and 4.4 to 5 feet, that is 1.2 to 1.5 meter for commercial buildings to allow easier movement. So 3 feet, which is 0.9 meter for residential buildings, and for commercial buildings it is 4 feet to 5 feet, that is 1.2 meter to 1.5 meter. What is the ideal thickness of exterior walls for high-rise construction? Exterior wall thickness for high-rise buildings generally starts at around 230 millimeter, that is 9 inches or more, depending on load-bearing requirements and insulation needs. What is the standard size of a window in a residential building? Common window sizes are around 4 feet, that is 1.2 meter wide, and 5 feet, that is 1.5 meter high, though this can vary based on design preferences. What is the standard depth of a foundation for a two-story building? The foundation depth generally ranges from 3 to 4 feet, that is 0.9 to 1.2 meter for a two-story residential building, depending on soil conditions and structural load. What is the recommended width for a typical car parking space? The recommended width for a car parking space is typically around 2.5 meter, that is 8.2 feet, to allow easy movement and access. What is the typical thickness of a concrete footing for a residential building? The typical thickness of a residential footing is around 300 to 450 millimeter, that is 12 to 18 inches, depending on the load requirements and soil condition. What is the importance of understanding soil type before starting construction? Knowing the soil type helps determine the type of foundation required. Soil tests reveal bearing capacity, moisture levels, and stability, essential for foundation design and preventing settlement issues. What is the minimum concrete cover for reinforcement in slabs, beams, and columns? The minimum cover is typically 20 millimeter for slabs, 25 millimeter for beams, and 40 millimeter for columns. This cover protects against corrosion and maintains structural durability. Why is curing concrete necessary and what is the minimum curing period? Curing maintains moisture in concrete, allowing it to gain strength. The minimum curing period is 7 days for ordinary Portland cement and 10 to 14 days for higher grades or hot conditions. What is the standard slump range for concrete in residential construction? For residential buildings, the slump should generally be between 75 to 100 millimeter to ensure a balance between workability and strength. Why is reinforcement overlap or lapping required? And what is the standard overlap length? Overlapping is needed to extend reinforcement bars beyond their length. The standard lap length is 40 to 60 times the diameter of bar, depending on load requirements and concrete grade. So, these are 15 very important building engineering questions with answers. So, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, share the video. And if you have any query, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.